Pregame show.
Hey there, and thank you for joining us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. This NBA season didn't take long to get interesting, but these two gentlemen have always captured our interest. Say hello to Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Hello, Kenny.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Shaq. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Indiana Pacers. Last game for the Pacers, they ended up with a loss to the Jazz in Salt Lake City. They split the season series against these guys last season, 2 games apiece. Should be a good one tonight. Paul George came back last season from that injury, and it wasn't too much of a surprise, Kenny, how his absence revealed just how valuable.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We have Doris Burks on the sideline as well. The Detroit Pistons preparing to defend home court in this Eastern Conference battle. This game against Indiana, the first time they've met this year. The previous season series split right down the middle. These teams were quite evenly matched.
Yeah, 2 conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
Yeah, plenty of opportunity here, guys, to get on each other's bad side. I mean, if they weren't already. Should make for some fairly high drama.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Ellis is out there with George Hill. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Andre Drummond.
You know, the Pacers ended up in 4th place in the Central Division last year, guys, and that's not quite what they were used to after taking the division the previous 2 years and getting to the Eastern Conference Finals in the playoffs.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. Looking at last year with the Pacers, with Paul George out, the Pacers knew it would be tough to win the Central again. And they still played decently, though, going 8-8 in divisional games.
And the Pacers played admirably. I mean, the division just got a lot tougher. If the Pacers bounce back, you could easily see 4 of the Central Division members making the playoffs in the near future.
Now, here's Ellis. Last time out, he had 14 points. Screen by Ellis. Drummond with a screen on Jennings. Jokic passes to George. Offensive rebound, and Drummond kicks to Ellis. Outside, George. Drummond a screen, and it's Ellis penetrating. Pass to Jokic. Ilyasova comes up with the rebound.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Now here's Mozgov. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Chicago. Shot clock at 5. Morris kicks to Jennings. It's Drummond with the rebound. The Pacers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And the basket by Hill.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
And if there's one aspect of the game that really stood out for me, it was the rebounding. Basketball is about possessions, and you saw a noticeable difference in terms of the effort both teams were putting forth.
Simply got outworked under the boards, guys. I mean, that's the no-brainer of the deal. I mean, they got pushed around all game long.
Here's Hill after the basket by Timothy Mozgov. Hill passes to Jokic, feeds to George. Some nice passing here by Indiana. And the basket by Hill.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, they were able to keep it close for the most part, but you could just tell they were not in sync as a unit.
Greg, you're exactly right. It couldn't have been worse, in my opinion. They didn't look fresh at any point in the game. Just seemed to be flat and listless, no spark.
On the clock, here's George. Detroit with the rebound. And stolen by Drummond. Jokic passes to Drummond.
Signature slam right there from the big fella. How many of those have we seen before?
For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start off the game. Morris a screen. Hill against Jennings. The dish to Mozgov. And it's sent back by Drummond. George against Jennings. Here's Jokic. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish. The defense there got away with a major lapse. And guys, how about Ilyasova last season shooting the basketball? Always a decent threat to score. His improvements in efficiency were amazing. He increased his field goal accuracy from 41 to 47% in only 1 year.
And he's able to get it back. And it's Drummond missing.
He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
Morris into the lane. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And we were talking about Ilyasova. There's a reason his field goal percentage went up last season. It wasn't necessarily better shooting. It was probably better shot selection.
And I think the scheme played to his strengths. Lots of ball movement, penetration, kicking out to open spot-up shooters. Ersan showed us that's his kind of game. And Marcus Morris is nicknamed Mook. He has a twin brother, older by 7 minutes, named Markeith. Both brothers played at Kansas, drafted 13th and 14th in the same year, eventually played for the same pro team. That is joined at the hip.
Now, here is George. He's coming off a 37-point game against Utah. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Ellis can't get it to go.
You can't get into much better position for the 3 than that. Everything was right on target. It just didn't fall.
Jennings dishes to Ilyasova. Here's Mozgov. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
Make it 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right, Kevin?
Yeah, that's right. You got it. And he was ultra safe with that dunk.
No reason not to be.
And guys, as he should be. Remove all doubt on that attack.
Hill kicks to George. Drummond the screen. Drummond sets the screen for George. To the inside. There's the pass to Jokic. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. 6 points for him. And looking at the Morris brothers' careers through last season, the one area they haven't been joined at the hip in is in performance. Markeith has shown steady improvement over his first 4 years. Marcus Morris has had a very up and down start to his career.
And, you know, Kevin, Marcus has talent. He has versatility. He just hasn't found his role. It's time for him to step out of his brother's shadow and really establish who he is as a player.
Now, here's Meeks. Defense right on him. Hill against Jennings. Here's Mozgov. Can't hit. And Indiana will come the other way. Here's Jokic. The turnaround jumper. Count it. 8 points for him.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
And now the first time out called here for Detroit.
And the Pistons were a better team last season than they were in 2014. I mean, they still ended up bottom in the Central Division, but most of it was because of how strong the Central really was last season.
So Detroit ends up going with the new group. The Pacers also changing it up. Mahinmi's checked in for Drummond. Stuckey comes in for Ellis. And Harris subbed in for George Hill. Well, Greg, as you said, the Pistons were last in the Central Division last year. They had finished fourth each of the last 4 years before that, Clark.
And, you know, the Pistons actually had more wins last year coming in last than they did in any of the 4 seasons they finished fourth. I mean, it just shows you how tough and improved the Central Division was last year.
And now the fast break. George with the ball.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Clark,
Yes,
bringing it
sir.
down hard,
Yes,
my
sir.
brother.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Jackson passes to Baines. It's tipped and stolen by Stuckey. Indiana moving the ball around. On the wing, Harris. There's the pick. Just 4 to shoot. And that one's good, Jokic. And it's an 8-point Indiana lead.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
Now here's Johnson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Here's Stuckey. Back to Harris. Down low. Jokic passes to Mahinmi. That's good. And the Pacers lead by 7.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass. That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
That's good, and Johnson with the assist. Caldwell Pope's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Pistons. Indiana leading by 6. Harris outside. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Indiana.
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Turner's checked in for the Pacers. And the Pacers with possession here. 6-point lead. Johnson against George. 4 on the shot clock. From deep. Rebounded by Jackson.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Kicks to Caldwell Pope. Back to Jackson. There's the pick. Pass to Baines. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. And now it's just a 4-point Pacer lead.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jumper.
And, Greg, that's just good basketball. Come on, good basketball there. A clean look from that range. He's got to take it.
And it's Harris off the drive. No one near Turner as he lets it go. And the wing jumper offline. Detroit's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. To the inside. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Indiana's gone 0 of 3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Harris with it. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. George dishes to Stuckey. Back to George. Lets it go. Indiana again missing.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
The drive by Jackson. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Great move to the hoop on that one there. He didn't let his height disadvantage dictate that matchup. And for Reggie Jackson, the league is going the right way in terms of his skill set. Everyone loves the guard who can shoot well enough to bust the zone as well as make plays for others and at the rim. And Jackson is that guy.
Now here's George. They need this one. No good. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Now here's Johnson. He dishes it to Caldwell Pope. There's the screen. Kicks it out to Johnson. The feed to Caldwell Pope. Offensive rebound. The Pacers shooting it officially from the get-go. They're at 52% from the field. Harris. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Harris has got his first 2 points of the night.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
Here's Jackson. No good from 18.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Pacers lead by 2. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we have seen from Indiana. What do you think?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And so in the game for the Pacers, they've got Paul George. Andre Drummond is out there with Turner. Then there's Ellis. And it's Hill in at the 1. On the wing, Johnson fires from the corner. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got 3 assists in the game. The Pacers shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. Ellis outside. Turner with a screen on Jackson. Ellis kicks to George. Hands it from downtown. George has got 5 points so far.
Superb playmaking from Monte Ellis. That dish was right on time.
Johnson outside. Outside Jackson. Jennings against Hill. Johnson, the pass to Jackson. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Here's Hill, following the score by Reggie Jackson. Ellis dishes to Hill. Back to Ellis. It's Drummond, high post. Hill has the open look. And George kicks to Drummond. Outside Hill. George against Jackson. It's back to Hill. Drummond with a screen on Jennings. Hill passes to Drummond. Can't connect from short range.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Picked by Mozgov. He kicks to Jackson. From the wing. Second chance shot. Ilyasova hits the bucket. And the Pistons lead by 1.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Ellis outside. Drummond is screen. Now Ellis. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And Drummond throws it down.
And the defense out of position on that possession, which allowed for him to get that offensive board.
Well said. Yes, he did. You're right, Greg. That's a tremendous jam on the putback.
What a great nose for the basketball he has, and such a strong finisher as well.
Now here's Jennings. 11 points for him in that last game against Chicago.
And how about the extraordinary display of his passing in that game? He was making all the right decisions and had their offense humming.
That's good.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
And the Pacers just missed out on the playoffs last year and would have to settle for 9th in the East. Hard for a team that has been so dominant in the East over recent seasons.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. And for the Pacers against the East, they actually played the rest of the conference. Greg, very well. Ended with a 28-24 record, Clark, against the East.
The only team, Kevin, in the East with a winning record against the rest of the conference not to make the playoffs. Only went 10-19 against the playoff teams in the conference.
So for the Pistons, Marcus Morris comes in for Johnson. And it's Jody Meeks in for Reggie Jackson. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Hill dishes to Ellis. It's back to Hill. Back to Ellis. Fires for three. Rebounded by the Pistons. Ilyasova's got his third rebound tonight. Jennings against George. Jennings kicks to Ilyasova. There's the screen. Excellent D there from George.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Ellis kicks to Hill. Back to Ellis. Pick up by Hill. Jennings with the steal. He feeds it to Morris. You know what? Good D by Drummond. The Pacers have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. A nice shot by George.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we can see right there why he does.
It's blocked. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And he gets it to go. And it's a 3-point Indiana lead.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Now here's Ilyasova. He's coming off a 25-point game against Chicago.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game. A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Here's George. He's got 7. Outside Hill. They set the pick. Dishes to Drummond. Clock at 6. Ellis the pass to Drummond. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Up top, Jennings. Morris against George. It's Mozgov, high post. Ilyasova in the post. Mozgov's shot is off. Now the Pacers moving it up. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, if you're looking to build a small forward and there wasn't a LeBron James template, you might go with PG, Paul George. Height, length, athleticism, that combination off the charts with him. And he's got a nice unflappable demeanor, too.
So for the Pistons, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Mozgov. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Ilyasova. Indiana also making some changes. Mahinmi's checked in for Andre Drummond. Stuckey comes in for Monte Ellis. And Harris subbed in for George Hill. And the wide open shot from Morris. It's rebounded by Indiana. And here again, the Pacers in transition. Up the court they go. And he gets the bucket. Stuckey's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys. Giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint, because that has not been up to par.
Really left alone that time. Morris has got 6. Yeah, talking about Paul George, a big part of his dominance, his attitude. He doesn't yell or pump his fist. He's really the quiet assassin.
Yeah, once he maxes out in the weight room, which he will, now that he's in his mid-20s, I think he's going to be an Adonis. I mean, exactly the kind of physique you're looking for in a prototype at the small forward.
Here's Harris, following the basket by Marcus Morris. Mahimi's shot is good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And so it's Detroit with the ball, following the score by Indiana. Jennings dishes to Morris. Here's Baines, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent MGA from converting that one.
Well, clearly this is the kind of game that could come down to 1 or 2 plays, and he wants to be the guy to make those plays.
And George, here we go. Stuckey passes to Jokic. Makes it off the glass. 12 points for him.
You know, it's a plus to get good looks in the paint, and when you can get them, you got to score them.
Inside, here's Morris. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got his 6th assist on the night. The Pacers have gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter, up over 50%. Jennings against Harris. Back to George. Passes it to Jokic. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Shot misses. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Suns at U.S. Airways Center in Phoenix. That will kick off a 6-game road trip for the team. Now here's Jennings. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Indiana leading. And George kicks to Stuckey. Count that one. Stuckey's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for the Pistons. Reggie Jackson comes in for Brandon Jennings. Turner's checked in for Indiana. Detroit's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Out to the right wing. Here's the screen. Caldwell Pope dishes to Jackson. Pass to Tolliver. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Off the pick. Out that one. The Indiana lead has been cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Jackson.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
Stuckey outside. Back to Harris. To the middle. And Turner throws it down.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Here's Jackson following the score by Indiana. Shoots from 12. That's in, and the Pacer lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Baines. Indiana's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
Now here is Harris. Fires the 3. Rebound, Detroit. Baines has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Right wing. Here's Caldwell Pope. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Well, with Coach Stan Van Gundy, it was a very successful first year in Detroit. He's a guy who's going to build around defense. That's been his M.O.
And Van Gundy has always been a defensive first type guy, Kevin. I mean, the last 30 years, he has probably the best defensive efficiency for a career as a coach. And his teams always play with great emphasis on that side of the ball.
Baines has gone 5 for 5 shooting here tonight. And here's George. 11 points in the game. They set the pick. In the corner, it's Harris. Kept alive. Turner passes to Mahimi. Jackson against George. Jackson has the open look. And Detroit again with the bucket.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Here's Mahimi. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. Tie game in Detroit. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, thank you. Here with Frank Vogel. And, Coach, you've got to be pleased with that first half. The ball was moving. Your guys were sharing. Things were going well for you.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
I would call that a competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. Taking a look at the Pistons, Shaq, what did you think?
They got to get more aggressive on the glass. Over the first half, we saw them being schooled down low. You know what I'm going to say, Ernie. Barbecue chicken. If I was coach in the locker room right now, they'd be getting an earful. Extra rebounding. Effort will pay off in other ways.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the Horn.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Detroit's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Jennings and Meeks in the backcourt. Ilyasova out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Mozgov in at the center. That's the group starting the second half for Stan Van Gundy. Jennings against George. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
If you can't stop it, here it comes. I'm right at you.
And Meeks kicks to Jennings. Here's the screen. Feeds to Meeks for the lead. Another shot. Now the dish to Mozgov. The pass to Meeks. Now here's Ilyasova. He's covered closely. And finally they hit one. Ilyasova's got the game tied up here for Detroit.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Drummond the screen. Outside Hill. Ellis outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Kicks it to George. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Jennings kicks to Mozgov, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that one.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And they better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
Pass to Jokic. Kicks it out to Ellis. And again, it's Indiana converting.
Nothing but money for them to start the half. They've made all 3 of their shot attempts.
Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs from 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
And I bet most people forget that the Pistons did make the playoffs for 8 straight years before this current drought. It's been a long rebuild process for them recently, but I think they're making progress and moving in the right direction.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Here is Hill. He dishes it to George. The kick out to Hill. Passes it to Jokic. And there's the feed to Ellis. Just 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range, they grab their own miss. Drummond dishes to Hill. Morris against George. It's back to Hill. Ellis outside. He kicks to Hill. Pass to Jokic. Drummond with it. From deep, George. It's hauled in by Ilyasova.
And for the Pistons, they seem to have a direction and plan now that just wasn't the case before. It won't be easy to get back into the postseason, but I really feel like they are on the right path.
Ilyasova against George. Ellis outside. Pick up by Hill. Ellis, the pass to Drummond. It's stolen by Morris. And now the fast break. Meeks with the ball. Oh, and he can't cap off the break.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
Yeah, at this level, you got to make that shot. It's plain and simple. You got to knock that one down.
It's back to Hill. Pick up by Hill. Here's Drummond, and he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and Clark, the dunk, caps it off.
Well, you know, for me, guys, it's all about positioning and anticipation on those screen plays, and they got it right there.
Now, here is George. 15 points in the game. To the middle. Jennings with the steal. Now, Meeks. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Jennings drives in, and the layup's good off the glass. Jennings has got his first basket of the night.
Terrific effort on that shot. I mean, he's given up a lot of inches in that mismatch.
Well, height, who cares about height? I mean, it's just a number. Hey, you got to go with what you got. And he took what he had right at him there.
Screen by Ellis. Drummond with a screen on Jennings. Dishes it to George. Just 5 on the clock. Drummond sets the screen for George to the right side. Here's Jokic. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight to tie. All sorts of time, and he drops that one in. Mozgov's got the game tied up here for Detroit.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
George against Morris. Ellis right side. Pulls it up. Cans the shot from the wing. Ellis has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed. Never in a hurry.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Indiana didn't have a great record on the road last season. Only went Clark 15-26 on the year, and it cost them down the stretch.
It really did, Kevin. I mean, the Pacers had a bumpy year with all of the injuries, particularly with George being out for most of the year. his absence was most noted in those tough road games, I think.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
In the break, guys, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through Mozgov. Coach is looking for big things from him throughout the rest of this game on the offensive end. A lot of the scoring burden will fall on him. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Cav, it'll be interesting.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Johnson kicks to Mozgov. And it's Jokic with the rebound.
And for the Pacers, perhaps the biggest loss of the season for them was on the road. Couldn't get it done in Memphis on the final day of the season to try and get into the postseason.
Ilyasova, a screen on Hill. Jackson dishes to Ilyasova. Caldwell Pope kicks to Mozgov. And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant one foul.
Boy, a very hard foul that time. And the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. And the Pistons making a change here. Baines is checked in. Outside Jackson. With the teardrop, that gives them the lead.
Well, here's a little factoid about the Pacers on the road last season, guys. They were much better shooting free throws on the road. The difference between their road and home free throw percentage was the largest positive mark in the league. That's kind of strange.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Mozgov. And a change for the Pacers. Harris is checked in for George Hill. And here's Ellis for three. That doesn't go either for Ellis. For Detroit, they've gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. Indiana's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. And that one's good. And it's 8 points for Ellis.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
On the wing, Jackson, guarded by Harris. Outside Jackson, down low. Shots good by Baines. Baines has got the lead up to 2 now for Detroit.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
It's all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Outside Jackson. He feeds it to Caldwell Pope. Here's Baines, drilled from 11 feet out. Now it's a 4-point Piston lead. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Pistons.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points.
Shot by Johnson, no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Reggie Jackson had made some noise about wanting a big contract to be moved last year. Ultimately, he was traded to Detroit.
Yep, Kevin traded from the Thunder to the Pistons, and it actually happened on deadline day.
Ellis outside. Just 5 on the clock. There's a good screen. Offensive rebound, Pacers. Feeds to Turner. Ellis outside. Back to Turner. Harris outside. From deep three-point range, the shot no good. Detroit with the ball. They're on a 16-6 run. Pistons passing it around. Baines passes to Johnson. But 3. Again, Johnson missing. Pacers trail by 6. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
There's a screen. Stuckey against Jackson. This one for three. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And Harris gets it to go on the assist by Ellis. Harris has got his second bucket tonight.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit.
Johnson kicks to Tolliver. Johnson the screen. Tolliver dishes to Jackson. All alone. Again, the miss by Jackson.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And here is Ellis. 8 points for him. That one a little long.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Jackson against Ellis. Jackson up top. 11 points in the game. Good. Aldwell Pope's got 11 points. Here's Harris. Stolen. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. The Pistons on top. They're up by 7. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter.
Come on with it, with it. Me and you getting it up, don't even go there. Come on with it, with it. Come on with it, with it.
And the final period of play just about to start. Pacers trail by 7. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the 4th quarter. Hill and Stuckey are the guard set. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then it's Paul George. Five to shoot. Drummond with a screen on Morris. George passes to Drummond. Detroit with the rebound. Ilyasova's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Stuckey against Jackson. Can't hit, and Indiana will go the other way with it. Second shot opportunity. Can't hit.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one. Short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Drummond a screen. Jackson against George. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. George has got the 4th quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Pacers. Ilyasova, screen on Hill. Jennings drives in. Here's Mozgov. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Mozgov's got the lead up to 7 now for Detroit.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
They set the pick. Hill against Jennings. Drummond sets the screen for George. The 3. George missing again.
He's not exactly striping them from deep. He had 1 3-ball in the first half. Still bageled in the second.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Outside Hill. To the paint. Here's Jokic. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
And then George with the jam.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for him.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Now a timeout called by Detroit.
You know, and Paul George played the first few years of his career in the NBA with 24 on his back. And as you can see, he now goes with 13 after making the switch prior to last year.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
In the break, guys, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
And with Paul George going with the number 13 now, as you can see, helps with his nickname, PG-13.
Yeah, that's a good nickname, a nice fit. Young Tracy, as he likes to go by on Twitter, he said himself that it was about embracing his stature and stardom in the league. Nice way to do it.
And Rodney Stuckey, a combo guard out of Eastern Washington, played a big role for the Pacers a season ago.
He hits the second from the line. Greg, you were talking about Stuckey. He did play well in his first year with the Pacers. Clark, he helped them as a starter and off the bench.
Yeah, really had his most efficient year scoring the ball to date. And more than his scoring and what he brought on the court, his presence in the locker room and professionalism. You talk to the people around the Pacers, he was a breath of fresh air on a team that has a number of fresh air guys.
Drummond a screen for three. That one's in there. The Detroit lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from George.
First three of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
And Meeks gets to Jennings. Inside, Mozdov. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. And that's now 17 points for Timofey Mozgov. Hill with it. And George kicks to Drummond. Here's Jokic. Stuckey for three. And it's Meeks with the rebound.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Here's George. And it's sent back by Morris. Now, here's Meeks. Defense is right there. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
And Jody Meeks last season, coming off the best effort of his career the year before, signed a big contract with the Pistons. They thought he'd be their designated three-point shooter. Instead, he missed the first 22 games with a back injury and just never really got in sync.
Drummond a screen. George against Morris. Outside, George. To the inside. Mozgov with the steal. Now here's Jennings. The pass to Mozgov. And stolen by Drummond. Here's Stuckey. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
That falls. Nice speed that time from George. George has got 6 assists in the game. Hill against Jennings. It's Mozgov, high post. Good again. He's on tonight. 9 for 13 shooting.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Now Hill. Here's the screen. There's the dish to George. 5 on the clock. Pass to Jokic. There's the 3. Kept alive by Indiana. And Drummond throws it down.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play. The board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness.
Kevin and Greg, hard work on the offensive glass always does that. I mean, his fans will remember the dunk, but the coaches love the rebound.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Ellis, who's checked in for Indiana. Morris dishes to Ilyasova. Kicks to Meeks. Mozgov a screen on Hill. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Monte Ellis.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, as cool as can be, Clark. Great focus and efficiency. That's how they built this lead.
And so Meeks nails both of them.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
And here is Hill. He dishes it to George. Drummond with a screen on Morris. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Jokic. And that one is hammered home.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that one.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does it.
And they better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
And that is good.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Screen by Ellis. Drummond with a screen on Jennings. Hill passes to Drummond. They set the screen. Meeks with the steal. Shot is off. Hill with some nice D. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Tell you what, Monte Ellis is one of the best second-round draft picks of all time in the league, not just the last decade. I mean, this guy was a 5-star recruit out of high school, committed to college, but changed his mind and entered the draft, where the Warriors stole him with the 40th pick in 2005.
Getting back to Monte Ellis. Had he gone to college for even 1 year, I think he would have probably been a top 10 pick. But you look at what he's brought to the table over his career, points and assists, rebounds, steals, playmaking. His production has been astounding.
You know, he's one of those unsung players. He never gets voted to the All-Star game, never gets spoken about as one of the top guards in this league. But you look at the body of work and you ask his competitors throughout this league, and they're going to tell you that guy's as tough as they get.
Drummond sets the screen for Hill to the left wing. And Drummond kicks to Ellis. Shot clock at 5. Right side Hill. Lets it go from the wing. No good off the front iron. Pistons leading by 5. Jennings dishes to Ilyasova. The drive by Jennings. Detroit, no good that time either.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
George with the ball. Passes it to Jokic. The feed to Drummond and stolen by Ilyasova. And now the fast break. Meeks with the ball. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got his 8th assist here tonight. Timeout called the Pacers. Timothy Mozgov with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He just continues to light them up. They're going to have to find a way to make him work harder for his points.
Here's Hill. Inside. Kicks it out to Ellis. Some nice passing here by Indiana. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket. The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress.
And great work at the line there to chip away at the lead. A few more productive trips here, and things could really get interesting.
Indiana foul ball. That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Detroit.
And the first one drops. Brandon Jennings hits them both.
Look at the game for Brandon Jennings. He's got 8 points, and he's played the role of the pest today, too. I mean, he's caused a bunch of turnovers.
And it also tells you just how high his basketball IQ is. I mean, seeing plays develop before anyone else does on the court.
Ellis wide open. Good. The assist goes to Hill. And that's 13 points for Monte Ellis.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
Jennings against Hill. Mozgov a screen on Hill. Morris outside. It's Mozgov, top of the key. Clock at 4. Jennings kicks to Meeks. In the corner, it's Morris. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
He's got to know not to take that shot when he's so closely defended.
1:25 left in the game. George double teamed. Jokic passes to Drummond, and he jams it with authority. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 12 rebounds.
Just too dominant in the low post to let him have the ball in that close.
Really simple opportunity for him. I mean, that's his bread and butter there.
.119 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Unloads from 9, and they'll keep possession. And Meeks kicks to Ilyasova. Morris outside. Jennings dishes to Meeks. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Outside, George. Drummond with a screen on Jennings. It's Drummond with the drive. Clock at 6. That doesn't go either for Ellis.
And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half. As clutch a shot as I have ever seen.
In a word, gutsy.
Now, here is George. Meeks with the steal. And they go to the intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
The free throws go down, and the lead goes up.
Time running low here.
A quick score, Greg, and then probably foul him right away.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Mozgov grabs the board, and so they choose to intentionally foul.
That's his third personal foul. Shooting for Detroit, Brandon Jennings.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he is unable to get the second one. Pass to Mahinmi. In the corner, Stuckey with it. Here's Buttinger. Gets the 3 to fall. And so the big win by Detroit in a tight game. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, and they got pushed down the stretch, but they did what they needed to do and held their ground when it mattered most and got the W.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan player of the game, Timofey Mozgov. He led the way tonight with a double-double and was a major reason why they won tonight. His effort and intensity gave them the boost. And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening.